Hi, I'm Michael, and this is California. And despite the big distraction that the election has become, there are still hundreds of thousands of Americans who are in dire economic straits, experiencing food instability, and even have an eviction crisis on top of all of that. Currently, across the country, many families who have been affected by the pandemic and the economic downturn are living on borrowed time, as eviction protections in some states are ending or will be ending come December 31st. When these bans end, it'll mean that the American families without resources, without legal help, or a home will be left to fend for themselves. So today we are talking about some of the resources that are available for these families in need to get free legal advice, free housing advice, and some additional resources to help them through the next couple months. Now this is your 5-minute daily dose, so let's make this quick. But before we do that, if you like this information, if you find it interesting, if you find it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Given the current economy and the resurgence of the pandemic, it is likely that the American economy will experience frequent starts and stops until there's a distributable vaccine available. Right now, America is experiencing one of its greatest potential housing crises since the beginning of the Depression. States like Florida, Texas, and Tennessee have rates around or above 50% of all renters who say they're unable to pay their rent. Their one saving grace this far is that there is a federal and some local eviction bans that disallow landlords from evicting tenants who are unable to pay their rents. But despite all of this, some landlords are still attempting to evict their tenants, and as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, when the federal eviction moratorium ends, it'll be more important than ever for renters who are not able to pay the rent to get help from the available housing protection programs and legal aid societies who can help them defend their ability to stay in their homes. So there are a few websites I want to show you all that have resources to help fight back against illegal evictions and provide renter assistance for renters. Okay, so I just wanted to do a real quick tutorial for a couple websites that are available federally that show different programs at the state and local levels. The websites are specifically for rental assistance programs and for legal aid. And the first one I want to go over is the National Low Income Housing Coalition. And the website is nlihc.org. And I'll put the link in the comments down below so you have it. But this is what it looks like. And it's pretty good because it shows, it has a map of all the different states. So you could click on them and look at the different resources that are available. What I found is the easiest way to kind of find anything is actually to move it to the table so that then you can see what the different states and locations are specifically. So for example, if you're here, if you wanted to say you're in Texas, so let's look at Texas. Within Texas, then you have a different locations that you can look at. So if you lived in El Paso and you were a renter, you can click on El Paso and then it'll take you to another website that has actually both links for the landlords as well as for the tenants. So then you can click through the applications, you can enroll and kind of see what the different rental assistance programs are that are there for available for you. So as you can see, the interactive map is great, the table looks good, but I found it much easier just to stay with the table and just to go through the program that way. Additionally, once you find your city, once you find your location, once you get to that point, you can look at the different programs, and it's pretty easy and straightforward. Now, the second website I want to go into is more for legal aid or legal assistance. And this is really, really important because many renters and really landlords for that matter don't know the laws about evictions right now. And some landlords will try to use that to their advantage to get renters out, especially if they're behind on their rent. And in fact, in New Orleans, a study found that 65% of renters who didn't get any legal help, either free or paid, were evicted from their homes. But that number actually drops down to 15% if they get some sort of legal representation. So that's why this website is so important. And the website is lawhelp.org, and it's a source to get free help from nonprofits and legal societies that provide pro bono, and that's no cost help, to folks who qualify based on their income across the country. So if you go to the site lawhelp.org, and you can see that there, and again I'll put that down below, then you'll have a lot of different options for a variety of legal issues, but today we're talking about just the eviction side of it. So you can click on find help, and then they have the map there across the country, and you can choose whatever state you're in. So let's say, for example, you live in Florida. it'll take you to the Florida version, so the different organizations that are available in Florida, and it has a variety again of legal issues that can be addressed, but for our cases today we're talking about housing. And then you go to housing and it'll ask you about your situation, start narrowing down the different options and programs that are available for you. So if you did evictions, you can talk about who you are. So let's say none of these. And what county you live in. Let's say you live in Citrus County and you put your income in there. This is just an estimated income or example income. And then you can see your options. So it'll start like looking through all the different programs that are available, and then it'll come out with a bunch of different options that you can use to help defend yourself. And this is, again, really important because without additional help, a lot of folks don't know what the rules are, what landlords can and can't do, and really they get kicked out of their houses or get evicted even though they should not have been. So there are a lot of programs that are involved here. There are many other ones across the country that are available. These are just the two that I'm going over today. But also, if you know somebody else or yourself need these programs, please make sure you use them. Reach out to these folks as soon as possible because it'll make it less likely that you'll have either get evicted, or if you do, they'll make sure that your rights are protected. Especially right now with all this craziness going on and so much distraction, it's easy to forget about some of the underlying crises that are ongoing, like housing. And it's really not getting much attention right now in the mainstream media, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And in many cases, it may even be getting worse. So I just wanted to get some of these resources out there, and hopefully if you or somebody you know needs the help, these are some of the best places to go to look for the available resources. Now, this has been your 5-minute daily dose, and I hope that you found it interesting or helpful or at least useful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Also, we here at Carelifornia, we know health insurance. So if you have any questions about your health insurance, leave those down below, and we'll be happy to make a new video or a new post as soon as we can. Now, other than that, I'm Michael, and this is Carelifornia, wishing you a happy, healthy